Good morning, everyone. Irrigation Farmer back today, and as I said, we're back in the planter. I've got to load up the planter and load up the seed boxes, so do a little bit of shuffling and everything. But today I want to try to show you guys the difference of no-till versus tillage, and the benefits of no-till, and some of the nice things about tillage ground too. I've got one of each that I'm doing today, so we'll take a look at it. But as I said, gotta get some things going here today, and we'll get going. Just had a little bit of seed in this one, so emptying it out real fast and then I'll go refill it. And that's why I emptied the box, because it tops it basically completely full with oats. Oats are very light, so it takes a lot of them to fill up basically for what you need, if that makes any sense. Alright, so I changed some things up on you guys. I went to go do the other field first. That was not part of the tillage versus non-tillage. I just need to get that one done. Now I'm here, and I actually went to the tilled ground first before the non-tilled. So let's take a look at it, kind of show you what it looks like, and do some digging. So already one thing I don't like about tillage is you lose moisture every time you till the ground. Now luckily we got a little bit of moisture, but you can already see, I mean, it's not completely dry, but every time you work this ground, you're going to release moisture. And in our area where we're limited on moisture, not good. Okay, I don't know if you can see the seed down there. It's kind of dark. Might be planting a little too deep, but yeah, I'm going for about 1.5 inches or so. It's not bad. Some things I'm noticing, it's not terrible, but you don't want a lot of trash in your spot where your seed is. Now, hopefully all this stuff stayed on top. But one way or the other, tillage and non-tillage, the problem with tillage is it might take that trash down into that 2 inches where your plant zone is. So that's bad. Another issue is even though it looks like great soil, I mean, it looks good, but I have no structure to the soil anymore. So what's going to do is just going to compact and make a hard layer. That's kind of the downside to it. It just pulverizes it almost too much. You want things to look like cottage cheese, and now this field is not the best because it's been mistreated for a while, and so that's part of the problem. However, you can still see in tillage ground that you're just working it up really hard. So I'll explain this planter just a little bit. I know I've had some videos, but just a real quick video or show what it does. So it's an air seeder, so all the lines are coming out here from this Venturi system. And what it does is it shoots air in front, and then the seed and air come in these tubes. And then I just have a splitter here, right here, and that splits the seed going down that way or that way to the front or back. So far it's been a great system. I really like it. It's easy to adjust. If you see my last videos, this is how you adjust your rate. And it's just a bunch of different gears, and you can really get pretty specific to what you want. I don't want to just badmouth tillage, because there's a reason why guys do it. The one thing, like you saw, it's a nice planting bed. I'm able to get to my depth of what I want really easily. It works the ground a little bit so it's not so hard if you have compacted areas, and it does cut up some of your residue to kind of get that residue into the soil. Now that can help you because you can create organic matter, but you can also burn out that organic matter by tilling. So you got to be very careful with that. Some other nice things about tillage is you can smooth up ground. So that was kind of one reason I tilled this ground. I also wanted to be able to furrow it or rows, make marks, or you want to call it, for irrigation to go down. So you can kind of see those lines, and they're every 30-inch spacing. That's just going to help water go down the field a little bit easier. Let's see, some other advantages of tillage is weed control. You can actually kill weeds with tillage. So organic guys, that's usually how they're able to control weeds, is by tillage. Now if you're looking at soil health, again, you're destroying that structure, you're destroying the biology by doing a bunch of tillage. You can just think about it, you know, if you take the plow through a city, what are you doing? You're gonna get rid of people. I mean, that's kind of a bad example. Let me think of something else. If you take it through your garden, you're gonna kill your garden. I don't know, but if you leave it alone, that biology can grow underneath the soil. So organic guy, and not every organic guy, there are guys that try organic, they're minimal till or limited till, which is great, but it makes it really difficult without herbicides. That's where we have the advantage, is I have herbicides that I can come in and spray and not having to worry about tillage. Disease can be other issues that you might have without tillage. We don't have that problem in our area, but some areas you can. So another reason why they want to do tillage all the time is for disease control. I think one of the major problems that we see is guys overdo tillage. So they'll deep rip, they'll plow, they will soil finish, they'll disc, and then a lot of times they'll run a soil finisher across and then a land plane, and they'll just pulverize that soil completely. That's where you run into problems, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, I still think any tillage can be negative, but you know, you gotta make what works for your operation work for your operation. Hopefully you can maybe decrease it for beneficial purposes. One, having more biology in your soil, and two, because fuel prices are outrageous right now. Every time I run through this field, I'm gonna have to pay a fuel bill or a lease, tractor, or whatever. So if I can do lease amounts, if I can do less tillage, that's gonna save me money in the long run. So I got the one field done. Went to go eat lunch or dinner real fast, and then coming back, I got to fill up the tractor, dump some water out of one of our tanks, so could use that sit truck to move the trailer tomorrow. But just trying to get some things done tonight, so tomorrow I can plant a lot, because, well, just got a lot more to plant. So I'll see you guys in the morning, and then we'll kind of take a look at the no-till ground to compare the two. Good morning. Finally made it to the field here. Had to do some shuffling. As you can see, I'm in the planter now. And we're gonna do our GPS line and get going, because it's already 10:30. I just made a little bit of room in there real fast. I actually decided to do that first because I didn't think I could get very far. So I just went one little outside round. I'm gonna fill up the seed real quick, and then we'll get rolling. AB curve, and I want to set a new one, 22 oats. Alright, I got a visitor. Hey, Cora, look. Show off your shirt. Let's see your shirt real fast. Representing, guys. Looking good. We're just slowly making the rounds here. Only been about 13 acres, so not a whole lot. I'm hoping to try to get some drone footage today, but apparently DJI updated their app and everyone's having problems with it, so that was fantastic. So may or may not get any, we'll find out. But we're just gonna hang out for a little bit and then eat some lunch here in a bit too. So she comes in here and just eats all my snacks. Like, what's up with that, guys? What's up with that, Cora? Just eating all my snacks? Yeah. So she's kind of sad. So the tractor drives itself. And she wanted to drive the tractor, but I told her, well, we can't because it needs to drive so we can go straight and don't have overlap. That wasn't very fun for her. She was hoping to be able to drive. Oh well, she can sit on my lap at least and watch the tractor drive. So ran out of seed. That's the one downside about oats, is they're only about, or I'm planting about 100, I'm planting about 100 pounds an acre, and this can hold 2,000 pounds, so I get about 20 acres. So hopefully you saw how those True V discs are just going through, and basically there's enough down pressure that it just moves the trash or residue out of the way. If it does hit one, and usually it's just going to cut right through it, but it actually does a great job of moving it away. Instead of some, there's not enough pressure, what it'll do is it actually will take it under and it will pin it down into the ground where that seed is, and that's definitely not what you want. So you either want to be able to move it or just cut right through it. We'll get out, I'm gonna get out and take a look and kind of show you guys how the seed's looking and just how it's spreading the trash or residue again around pretty evenly. So first off, you can see the residue is just kind of scattered throughout, which is really good. The downside though is the wind can pick up this stuff if it's small enough pieces and actually blow it away. So you have to be a little careful about that. I don't know if you can see or not, but I can already tell a lot more moisture in this seed slice than the last field. There was actually a seed right there, but you're kind of seeing better soil structure. And as I said, it's just more moisture already because you have the cover right here. So I just want to reiterate, so that's a big benefit of the no-till, is the cover you keep, because you can think of it this way: when you go outside during the summer and you don't wear any sunscreen, you're going to sunburn. Well, kind of the same thing happens to the soil. If you can keep it covered, something else, you're going to keep moisture and keep that ground from heating up so much. You can keep the moisture available so the plants can start taking up, and it can actually absorb into the soil better for the plant roots to take up. While I was thinking about another downside of no-till is you do have to have a specific piece of equipment. This planter is truly a no-till drill, so that allows me to get the seed down into where I want it to go. We have another planter or seeder, but the problem with it is it doesn't have any down pressure. It has kind of a little bit of a small spring, but nothing really that can actually go through trash like this. So all it does is just kind of rides over the residue, the corn stalks, whatever, and it's not going to get that seed down deep. This one, however, has a lot of down pressure, has airbags that are going to keep that seeder down into the ground at an inch to an inch and a half. Since most guys don't practice no-till, you're going to have issues with trying to find equipment, or you're going to have to buy it yourself. So if you can find a neighbor to lease from or partner with, that helps a lot, because it's expensive. Just try a no-till and then you're like, I don't like this at all, to buy the implement, to buy whatever you need. So it is nice if you can find NRCS to help you out, USDA to help you out, or a neighbor, as I said, that maybe is already trying it. Luckily I built this for an interseeder, and then I was like, well, I'll just build it to no-till drill, and I could take the row units, or I actually did some other things to it to allow it to switch back and forth. But things to think about when you're looking to transition. Got about another 23 acres, because this is, I changed products. I'm actually doing oats. I was doing barley before, and I got about 23 acres, so I've got about 4 acres left. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it up a little bit, because I'm going to be changing varieties again the next field. So just need a little bit to finish up this field and then switch it up again. So I moved to a new field. This is the last field I have to do. It's just a good thing because it's already 6:30, so I've got just about 13 more acres or so, so it shouldn't be too much longer. But this field is my pivot, and actually what I did here is I did change up what I'm planting. So I decided to plant some oats and peas here. So it's a 60-40 mix, 60 oats, 40 peas. That way I can have legume growing in here, and also grass to kind of have multi-crops growing at the same time, basically, so it's not monoculture. The other thing I wanted to show here, I went ahead and hired out someone to do this, to work the ground here with a VT machine. It looks pretty good. So I'm happy with it, but I would rather still no-till or strip till. But overall, I mean, I'm happy with what it looks like. One concern I may have, and there's really nothing I can do about it, but there's the residues chopped up so much that it's a lot easier for it to get into the seed bed with any kind of no-till drill, it doesn't matter. So that might be a little worrisome because they're small pieces, so they aren't getting moved aside like the other field, but that's okay. I need to do something with it. And one last load for the night. All right, so made it back to the barn. It's like 8:50 or something like that, so definitely a long day planting. I see why guys want a tender, because that would have been a lot easier, but just the way it is. Let's see. So yeah, that's kind of it. Got everything done before the snow. Some of the rates may be a little low, but that's all right. I'd rather be a little low than run out than not anything. However, hope you guys liked the video about kind of the advantages and disadvantages of a no-till drill and no-till system. But we'll see you guys later. We're going to try to do some strip tilling some more. Dad's been doing that while I've been planting, and then also water is coming sometime. So I'll add some more videos of those too.